I'm Dan Alamano. Been calling out the shots as I've seen them all day long. Joining me right next to me is the president of the Nautique brand, the one and only Greg Malone. Good afternoon, Greg.
Good afternoon, Dano.
Good to see you again up here. We had a nice little chat bright and early. I was just waking up. Let's get right into it, dude. That semifinal in wakeboard. I don't know if everybody out there in Webland had the opportunity to see it, but everybody here on site, blown away, man. Records out. I mean, if there were world records for wakeboarding, I'm pretty sure we would have just broke them today.
You know, we saw so many double flips go down. I was talking with some of the guys on the dock that, you know, I remember back when wakeboarding first started here, and you'd see people go out and do inverts. It was the first inverts really happening behind the boats, and it was like, wow, you know, just, is he going to make it? He makes it, you know, and now it's double flips are common. I remember the first double flips off the double up years ago, and to see where the sport progresses, continues to grow. Obviously, the G23 throwing up a big wake for those guys to be able to go out and kill it behind.
Absolutely. We're so excited about that. But, you know, I just had a few-minute break, and I went to, I don't know if it's fair, but I signed up for my chance to win that GoPro 5 sessions. I don't know. Do you guys, like, pull my name and then say, oh, he can't win?
That's exactly what's going to happen if your name comes up, Dano. Well, but, you know, we'll talk about that later.
Well, that's a bummer. But what's not a bummer is the fact that I had the opportunity to check out pretty much the entire line of Nautique boats down there, and man, what really got my attention was your attention to detail across the board. I'm going to start out with this: the seat, the driver's seat. How long did you guys put into that alone?
You know, we came out with our driver's seat had been around for literally 15 to 20 years before, and it was a great driver's seat. It was a bucket that put you in place, and we needed to take it to a whole nother level. And so we actually went out and we looked at many automotive designs out there and said, what's the best seat to give support, and also for not just one size person, but all different sizes of people. And I know that we came back and found a seat we were really happy with. We actually bought it and got it shipped in, and took a look at it and said, hey, let's take our seat to another level, make it ready for marine. And so, you know, a couple years ago, we introduced that new driver's seat and the attention to detail, everything of the ability to turn and get out of the seat easily, or have all the support you need as you drive all day long, like our drivers out here on the water. So, you know, it's such a great seat to be in.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I don't really know all the technical terms for everything that's inside the boat, but you're sitting in there, and everything for the driver, I mean, and beyond, is at a reach of your hands. A little knob over here. You've got the link display over here. Talk about some of the great, now are those all standard options?
Yeah, so almost all of our boats come with the link display standard. In the G series, like you see out here, in the GS, we have the new link, the pan array display. It's a massive touch screen. Every function that you need to have is right there at your fingertips, but you can also control it all right from the helm command right there on the armrest. So you don't have to touch the screen. You don't have to leave those fingerprints up there. You can do everything either from the mouse right there at the right side of your hand, or right there you can reach up and touch it and make it happen. But we also try to make it intuitive, so everything from the auto volume, it just works. You get in the boat, I select something, and the boat makes it happen. So I want to go pro wakeboard settings, full ballast, 23 miles an hour. I touch the button and everything happens.
Man, I got to hand it to you guys. You really knocked it out of the park with that one. And I know I'm going to be heading out to the factory in a couple of weeks here. And we talked about it earlier, but I'm definitely going to be sneaking around trying to find out what's going to be coming up here. Something else I want to talk about is the relationship, the partnership between Nautique, PCM, and, of course, GM.
Yeah, you know, Nautique, we're a part of the Craft family. Craft's been a name around for a long time, and that's our ownership group. Nautique Boats is, you know, the brand that we've been known by for years, and PCM is a longtime partner, a longtime participant with us out here, and they do a fantastic job. And their source of power is General Motors, and the GM Marine Power that we have out here is such a fantastic power plant to make these athletes go farther here and jump, or to give them the steady pull they need in slalom, or pull that wakeboard boat down the lake at nearly 12,000 pounds.
Absolutely, and you know, with our first jumper of the women's semifinal, a Nautique athlete herself, Marianne Mathieu Ellis, is on the water right now. I think we can expect to see that consistent pull that the Nautique has been giving that Nautique 200 has been given all weekend long. You know, it's already this year, I think think there's 4 pending records, and this has been happening over the last couple of months in trick and overall, both on the men's and women's side as far as trick goes. We're going to get down to this first jump right here. This is Marion Ellis. Let's check this out. Tyler Boyd joining us back up here in the Robin's Nest.
All right, the boat approximately 34 miles an hour right there off the top of the ramp, probably going somewhere in the ballpark of 60 miles an hour. That ramp, 5.5 feet. Dano, big jump there for Marion to get things started off, and 3 jumps here in this competition. The rules are fairly simple. You got to go the furthest and ride it away.
That's right. There's no style points in this one. It's who can land the furthest and ride away. Tyler Boyd, Dan Lamano joining us up here is the president of the Nautique brand. I've got Mr. Greg Malone, and Greg and I just kind of chatting about some of the innovations and technology behind the Nautique boats out there. Just had a little chat about the partnership with PCM, of course, and GM. What's going to be happening over there at the Nautique booth the rest of the weekend, Greg?
You know, we had a big autograph signing today with free Nautique shirts down there, and there was a big lineup, people wanting to meet our athletes and grab their T-shirt to wear for the rest of the weekend. And we'll be doing that again tomorrow, so make sure if you're on site to plan on stopping down there and meeting each of these athletes that are performing out here in the water in front of us.
Well, with Mariana Matthew Ellis is she's posting a score right there of 167 feet on her first jump. Not too shabby. Going to take a little bit of a different approach here in jump number 2. After this jump, I do want to chat a little bit about Team Nautique. I'm going to hand it back over to Tyler Boyd to call this jump.
All right, a 167, a great opening attempt coming in on jump number 2. A little bit more speed and connects with that one off the top. You can see the float time. Dano, I think she's going to push it out to the 170 there on jump number 2. And if we go back to replay, you can see the acceleration, the speed into the base. 2 elements here, speed into the ramp and then kick off the end. Great combination of each one on jump number 2.
Well, now getting back to Team Nautique with you, Greg Malone, you guys have some of the best names in the sport, from water skiers to wakeboarders, even to the wake surf side of things. Question that I get a lot from young up-and-comers and families, with a score posting of 174 for Marion Ellis right there. What does it take? What do you guys, higher-ups at Nautique, look for when picking who's going to be on the team?
You know, it takes a great combination of an athlete and also a person that's really approachable. We want them to be able to promote the sport, promote our brand all over the world, of course, their own brand. And so, you know, people like Sean Murray, who's just up here, just as a fantastic ambassador, has taken wakeboarding to places that all around the world and you know, makes people happy. It gets them out behind the boat, shows them what to do, and those are the type of things that really drive our team selection.
All right, well, we're going to get back to you in just a moment. Marion Ellis setting up. Look at this, taking it further down, waiting even later, up and into that ramp, a ton of speed, and that's going to be a pass right there from Marion Ellis, which means that's going to do it for her. And so she is going to have to set on that 174-foot leap right there with 5 ladies left to go. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to her, though. Make some noise for Marion Matthew Ellis. All right, so Greg, before I let you get going here, I know that you guys are always posting the latest and greatest news and blogs. So if anybody wants to find out more about you or the Nautique brand, what do they have to do?
Well, on social media, at Nautique Boats is where you're going to find us on almost all brands of social media. Lots of great pictures and photos of Nautiques and the lifestyle story of what's happening at Nautique. Also, Nautique.com, and as we talked about earlier, go make your own custom boat there and design your Nautique. Great opportunity to spec that, you know, dream boat out that you've been wanting all these years, whether it's a Ski Nautique or a G Series or a GS Series or a 210 or 230, like we see a couple of them out here. Every Nautique is a fantastic custom-built boat just for you.
All right, well, Greg, I want to thank you very much. I'd love to have you sit up here, but I'm going to bring up another one of your team athletes, long-distance jumper Zach Warden, going to be sitting down to join us for this jump final. That's Greg Malone. You guys can meet and greet with Greg down at the Nautique tent all throughout the weekend. But right now, let's get our next skier on the water. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Whitney McClintock. All right, and as Whitney takes off, joining us up here, one of the most recognizable names in the world of long distance jumping and towed water sports and water skiing in general, Zach Warden. Good afternoon, Zach.
What's going on, Dano? Good to see you, Tyler. Good to see you guys. I think it's 3 years in a row I get to hang out here with you guys and chat about some jumping, something I love so much.
Yes, of course, but fortunately you are not up here due to injury. You are up here due to your protege, from what I understand.
Yeah, this year I've been super healthy, skiing really well. Had a last chance qualifier last weekend, had a 224, and I still got beat. So you know what? Props to the guys who qualified are in here. They're all good buddies, so excited to watch them jump today. But right now, we got Whitney McClintock on the water, so let's break it down.
All right, so Whitney, around the 600-foot buoy. That buoy 600 feet away from the ramp. That gives her the ability to gauge the distance in which she takes the approach. Jump number 1 into the base and up and over. Whitney McClintock on jump number 1. Dano, did you see that camera we've got right on the jump? That was pretty sweet as Whitney came in.
Yeah, the guys have really knocked the webcast out of the park on this one. The angles, the views, really able to get the action like we've never have done before here at the Masters. Solid looking jump right there. Zach Warden, man, I want to get your take on it.
Solid looking opener. I mean, I always tell everyone, if you want to really attack the Masters, we get to ski here once a year. We get 1 round, and if we're lucky we make finals, we get 2 rounds. So you get 3 jumps, and I always tell everyone, if you can get over on jump number 1, you're already starting off in the right direction. So Whitney, nice opening jump, 146. So obviously it's not close to 174 that Marion had, but it's definitely, it eases the butterflies in the stomach, so to say. And we'll see what she can do on jump number 2.
Well, and something else you got to touch on here is the fact that we've already seen Whitney out 2 times today. She skied in trick, she skied in slalom. At what point do the heat and all those rides, the fatigue start setting in?
Exactly. I mean, these guys train for this event knowing that they're going to have to ski 3 intense level sets in 3 different disciplines. I mean, that'd be like driving an Indy car, then going to NASCAR, and then getting on a dune buggy or something, you know?
Needing a little bit more speed here on jump number 2. Whitney McClintock up and over, and that looks to be a bit better. Now, Zach, walk us through it there. It looked like right at the top of the ramp that ski sort of slipped out a bit.
Yep, she had a lot more speed on that one, but she missed that kick just a little bit. That right ski, if you guys watch here on the replay, was a little bit behind her and kind of opened her body up into the ramp. You see it right here, right ski behind her, just not quite getting 100% of that kick. The speed's there, but just not quite the kick, and that's the game of jump. There's so many puzzle pieces to put together, and so what you got to do is get them all together on one. That's all it takes.
Zach, a little bit earlier on, we were talking about the new records that have, already happening behind the 200 here in 2017. And you spoke about being in the last chance qualifier, jumping a 224 wasn't enough. We looked at the slalom competition here today. It was like, you run 39, you still don't make the finals. The competition in 2017, unbelievable.
Oh man, the Nautique 200 is absolutely pulling out of its mind right now. We saw the women break a new course record. The guys were tricking amazing this morning. The juniors killed it yesterday. I'm glad when I was a junior I wasn't competing in those guys, because those guys were jumping unreal. And
all right, well, Zach, Whitney just set a score of 152 feet. I'm going to let you call out this jump. I'm also going to ask you, did you see that wakeboard final, semifinal?
Let's see if she can get her kick on this last one. She does, up and over the tip of her skis. Tyler, from the bird's nest up here, that was definitely a further jump. We'll have to see if that chases the 174 put out there by Marion, but the solid set for Whitney McClintock from Canada.
Yeah, it looked like, Zach, she would listen to everything you had to say on jump number 2, and those skis lined up nicely off the top of the ramp, and I think indeed it's going to be surpassing that 152. So looks like maybe a re-ride situation, not real sure, but we're going to take a look as we wait for jump number 3. And she's going to come into the pavilion with a 161, a great attempt there, and collecting it all on jump number 3.
Yeah, go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry.
All right. Very impressive score for Whitney there. I mean, she was already out here. She's in the slalom finals. killed it in tricks. And so, I mean, just the dedication it is to be an elite athlete, not only in one division, but in all three. So huge props to Whitney for going out there, putting up a very respectable score of 161. Nice progressive set. Every jump went a little bit longer, so good to see her jump far out there.
Well, we're going to move on to our third jumper. Coming up next, we've got Lauren Morgan going to be out there on the water here. 2016 Moomba Masters took third place out there. Collegiate champion in 2015 and looking to do something big here in 2017. I know Lauren has moved from the southeast up to the northwest.
Yep, Lauren is a Tampa native, but we grew up together skiing at Jack Travers Ski School at Sunset Lakes over in Groveland, Florida, and now Lauren's moved out to Washington, out in Seattle, out there chasing, doing school, you know? So props to her, doing school, doing the big girl job, but she's out here dedicating herself to being on the water and boosting big jumps for us out here.
Well, you know, they may call Central Florida the mecca of all-toed water sports, but we do know out there in the Northwest, that's the home of many of the top manufacturers from these top brands, including, you know, her sponsor, D3 Skis out there. You know, Zach, as we get ready to turn around, I was bringing this up a few moments ago. You guys said all those really nice things about the Nautique 200, but did you guys see the wakeboard semifinal? You said you like double flips. I think those guys delivered above and beyond.
Yeah, I was all about the double flips in the semifinal and the spin maneuvers, Dano. I mean, it's just like they go straight up, epic launch, unreal. Here we come back with Lauren Morgan, that Nautique 200 back in the course, Will Bush behind the wheel, so everything is perfect here for Lauren Morgan. Let's see what she can do now. Historically, Zach, she's had some aggressive approaches on her first attempt. Let's see what she does here today. A lot of speed and a bit of an upper body crush there, but she's bringing the heat.
Well, you guys can obviously see Lauren brings so much speed into the base of the ramp, and she really plays one of those games where she really brings a lot of speed, and that kick is sometimes inconsistent. But when she does get that kick, I guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, we will see a huge jump out of Lauren Morgan. She's got 2 more attempts. So Tyler had a lot of speed coming in on that one, dropped that chest down, didn't really get the kick, and yet still posted a distance of 151. So she's missing half of all the buildup going into the ramp. She's got that, but to miss the kick and still go 151, just a testament to how much speed she has going in.
And Zach, you take a look about that, and we talk about the upper body crush, and there's so many things that are going through the mind of the jumper. Do I fix the turn? Do I correct my body position off the second wake? Am I loading the rope too early and I just can't hold it all the way in? It looks like Lauren Morgan may just make an adjustment off the second wake to collect her body position, and if she's able to connect with the speed, there's no question she's able to challenge Marion Mathieu sitting with the 174.
Exactly, and Marion put a huge distance at 174. Lauren Morgan is more than capable of surpassing that distance. So we'll see if she can make the adjustment. Let's see, she's got the speed again. Can she get the kick? She does, up and over, and that's a big jump, much further than the 151. That's gonna be right on the bubble of that 170 mark. Let's see what it is.
And Dano, you take a look at that second jump and, you know, challenging the leader at a 174, a lot of speed. And the good thing for Lauren Morgan, take a look at that jump, there's still a lot left in the tank. I mean, she's probably got 5 to 10 feet left in that cut, so we'll see how the judges score it. Ladies and gentlemen, get loud for Lauren Morgan, and we're coming back for her third and final jump.
All right, well, Lauren Morgan, although so young, still only 23 years of age, this young lady has been competing since the age of 10. She won her first pro event back in 2012. You think of the likes of who she skis with, Damian Sharman, of course, of her coach. Right there, just like you said, Zach, right at that 170 mark, just under it by a foot, 169-foot leap, putting her into the second position right now. Only 4 of these ladies will advance to the next round.
All right, well, just to touch on the conditions out here on Robin Lake, you guys can see the wind blowing from the southwest corner of the lake. And right now, that is an ideal wind for these jumpers. They love it. They get on top of those skis and essentially fly them down the lake. Let's see if she can get a little more lift on jump number 3. Coming in.
Oh, and sitting
back a little bit. The speed was there, like we talked about earlier. She was going for it, so what an effort from Lauren Morgan. Great cut, great speed. That puts her in the second. We'll have to see how that shapes up for the rest of the women's finals.
Yeah, that's going to put her on the peripheral bubble here at 169 because 3 more jumpers remain. Ladies and gentlemen, as she comes into the dock, give it up for Lauren Morgan.
All right, we're going to keep it going here. Hopefully you guys have been taking advantage of all the giveaways. We're about to announce some winners here momentarily. Plenty of giveaways all throughout the weekend. Stop by all the great sponsor tents here on site. We've got the jump semifinal of the women's division. There it is, a score of 146 feet for Lauren Morgan, meaning that the 169 is going to putting her into that second position with 3 more ladies left to go. Regina Jacobs, Jacinta Carroll, and this next skier here, she is a 9-time world record holder, lives and trains out there at Jack Travers Water Ski School, doing it for Camaro Wetsuits, Masterline, Goodman, D3, and Good Skis. Nautique Team Skier, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Natalia Budakova. Well, guys, following the women and pro men jump semi-final rounds of action, you can follow myself, Dan Lamano. I'm going to be heading over to the Rockstar Energy Bus. I'm going to be doing a live podcast episode of the Golden Mike podcast. I've already got a few guests confirmed. Marcus Brown's going to sit in. Harley Clifford's going to stop by. Scotty Kell, Zara Kell. Also going to be giving away some portable power over there. So be sure to join us if you guys want to see and hear from some really cool people, the athletes from the Masters, and have a chance to get swagged out. I'm going to hook everybody up until I'm out of free stuff.
All righty.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is, man.
You're going to join me.
I'll come over there and grace the mic with my beautiful voice a little bit.
That'd be real nice. You did have one of the most popular podcast episodes I ever put out, so it'd be an honor to have you back on this live episode. We got Natalia Budakova, former course record holder here at Callaway Gardens.
Yeah, she's a previous world record holder. This woman knows how to jump and attack the ramp. An absolute technician and beast on the water. Slipping out a little bit, but good speed. Good opening a jump. We talked about it when Whitney went. She got over on jump number 1. That's the name of the game. Get over the jump, feel the ramp out, feel the water out. This is a unique setup on Robin Lake because this lake isn't quite as long as our standard water ski lake, so to speak. So if you guys look down the left end, you'll actually see the skiers take the whip out, much like a tube takes the whip around a turn. These skiers whip themselves out on the boat, jump some wakes, and then go into the course. So it's not the traditional setup that we're used to. So she's feeling that out, getting used to it, feeling the water. She's going to throw that one away and go out there and attack on jump 2 and 3.
And I looked at it and I thought that was a pretty darn good looking jump right there as we wait for the score for the for the lady out of Belarus, originally, now of course living down there just outside of Claremont, Florida. Natalia Budakova, you know, you look at it here, you know, it's what a great story. Was discovered as a gymnast many years ago back in Belarus, and water ski coach took a look at her, said, hey, you'd be a great skier, started training her, and boom, she's had a storybook career, a 9-time world record holder, a world champion, a European champion. I mean, so many credentials, and you know, she's a multifaceted athlete as well, across the board. Trick ski, slalom, jump. She's a specialist at all. You know, watch out for this lady. Like we said, Natalia had that course record here. She had the world record for some time. And she's been working hard over the last year or so. She wants to get back out on top. It all comes down to this right here, jump number 2, upon us here in just a moment as we set her down. And you got to notice the wind conditions. At least I'm noticing it right now, Zach. Wind conditions are certainly picking up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely as a jumper, that's one of those things we watch. We watch the wind, we watch the water texture, because every time it changes a little bit, and that little movement and a couple miles an hour in the wind direction changes our movement where we are in the timing buoy. So Here we go, Natty whipping out to that 600 timing ball. Looks like she brought it. She's gonna bring it down just a little bit more, attack this, a little more speed a little later. Tyler, why don't you take us away?
All right, so jump number 2 here for Natty. Let's see what she can do. A lot of speed into the ramp. Whoa, getting launched kind of sideways there. And you know, she's going to work out those kinks on jump number 2, but just notice this, since we are into our top 3 seeds, that means Marion is into the next round, still holding the lead with the 174.
Exactly. Marion is in. We will see her tomorrow in the Masters Women's Jump Finals. Lauren Morgan is currently on the bubble with a 169. But Tyler, did you see how late she was? By far the latest cut we've seen today from the women. Just a few inches away from that bottom right-hand corner. And to put that in perspective, imagine trying to hit a 1 foot mark going 65 miles an hour into the base of that ramp.
And Zach hit on that a little bit, because as I was announcing it and walking the audience through it, the speed just continued to build through the wakes. The load of the rope was slingshotting her. She certainly was traveling from speeds of, 40 miles an hour to 60 in a very short period of time.
The G-forces on your body are insane when you're simply taking off like this. Imagine riding in a Tesla in beast mode. That's what it takes off. That's what it feels like, taking these turns and shooting across that lake. A 156, and that was all speed, Tyler. So let's see what she can do on jump number 3. Natalia Bernikova, she needs a big jump of 169 to get into the finals. Oh, and just slipping out again. Got a little bobbled up there at the base, sat back, and unfortunately is not going to push that 169 mark posted by Lauren Morgan.
So that means that Lauren Morgan has punched her ticket into the next round. So far, Marion Mathieu and Lauren Morgan are into the next round with 2 jumpers remaining on the dock. Ladies and gentlemen, as she comes to the pavilion, give it up for Natalia Bernikova.
And there it is, the score posting, jump number 3, 146 feet right there. And guys, it's my proud pleasure right now to announce to y'all some winners for some great prize giveaways, the Nautique Boat brand. We were telling you guys all about that GoPro 5, and let me see here. Our winner is Sharon Sloan. Sharon Sloan, please head over to the Nautique tent, check in, and collect your prize. Congratulations, Sharon Sloan, our first Nautique giveaway winner of the day, as we move on to our next skier. All right, ladies and gentlemen, representing, coming to us from North Florida State, doing it out here on the water for Emerald Coast Compounding Pharmacy, Good Quantum Masterline, Eagle Say I Won't, and Pico Ski School. Please give it up for the one and only Regina Jaquist.
Never put my love out on the line. Never said yes to the right guy.
Out there on the water, and this young lady, man, over the years, well, first of all, you gotta mention her 20th Masters this year. Broke into the Masters at the age of 12 in the Junior Masters. She's a course record holder in slalom, but the fact is across the board, slalom, trick, and this event, jump, she is one of the most talented athletes of all time. And Zach, the one thing I don't really understand, this girl is in the office 40 to 60 hours a week. She's in the gym every single day, and she's taking 3 sets plus a day. Where does she find the time?
No idea. If I had the motivation to wake up at the hours she did, I'd be a lot more productive in life. But you know what? Props to Regina. Dedicated to her life and her job, and then dedicated to her sport on the water. I mean, this girl's a technician out there. She's already the world record holder in slalom, and yet here she is, the 2nd seed in women's jump. Unbelievable. Let's see what she's got for us on jump number 1.
All right, here we go. Regina Jaquist into the base of the ramp. And just a nice, easy jump on jump number 1. And Zach, it seems like every year we come up here, we obviously announce Regina in the slalom event, and then I say it every year. You gotta watch Regina on the jump ramp because she always seems to punch her ticket into the final round, and she's always challenging for that top podium spot.
Exactly. I mean, she is super consistent out there in the water, absolute body technician. Now, she may not look the craziest or have the much speed or always jump the furthest, but she was always out there. Perfect body technique, perfect kick, perfect lip. And when she connects all 3 of those together, this girl is a contender for a top podium spot.
Well, I've had the opportunity personally to go out up there to Pico Ski School where she lives out on that same lake and trains. And I've had the chance to actually sit in the boat and watch her take a jump set. And as she does in practice, you're going to see it here in this final. She's going to build on each and every one of these jumps. Zach, you talked about knocking out that first jump. Well, Regina's going to do that. And then you guys are going to keep your eyes on it. Each and every one of these jumps, she's going to take further and further as we wait for that score for jump 1 to post up on the big Jumbotron here. And we do have a score, 150-foot leap right there from Regina. Zach, you watch what she did there, and what are your thoughts? Will she build from here?
Well, very similar to the way Lauren opened up. Lauren opened up with a 151. All speed, missed her kick. Regina on that one, a conservative cut, missed her kick a little bit and still put out a 150. So she knows she can build upon this. She's got a personal best into the 170s. So let's see what she can do on jump number 2. Bringing it down a little bit. She's got more speed, keeping that handle low.
Oh.
Dropping that chest a little bit, but look how far down the lake she landed. She got the lift, she got those skis under her. That's gonna be a bigger jump, and that's gonna be pushing upwards of the upper 160s.
Hey, Zach, hopefully we can pull up the replay. I mean, she almost had to go into a slight snowplow type position into her turn. She had a lot of speed. That ramp was coming up quickly. Like you said, there was a lot of speed on jump number 2, so it's gonna be deceivingly far, I have a feeling, for Regina Jaquist.
I guarantee it. Well, with that trademark American flag helmet out there, ladies and gentlemen, it's Memorial Day weekend. Put your hands together for Regina Jaquist with a 167 on jump number 2.
All right, so what's the strategy here? Regina has punched her ticket, I believe, right? She's punched her ticket into the final round right now with that 167. Does she build on this jump, try to get herself into the top seed? Or does she take it easy and just play it safe?
Well, as a jumper, what I would do here is I'm going to feel everything out. So tomorrow, I know she could jump over 170, but what she wants to do right now is she's going to take the latest possible cut she can, figure it out, so tomorrow when she attacks that ramp, she knows exactly how late she can go. Let's see what she can do on jump number 3.
She's digging hard into the base. There's the kick. There's the float. Getting out over those big skis. You can see pressing all the way to the end on jump number 3. That may have done it. It's going to be very, very close, Zach. And Regina Jaquist, the combination of speed into the base of the ramp and kick off the end. You can see once they get up, elevated in replay, Regina just got over the tips of those skis. Beautiful flight.
Well, as she comes back to shore, Callaway Gardens, give it up, make some noise for Regina Jaquist! And you see it right there, posting a score of 169 feet, which means Marianne Ellis is still in the lead, and Lauren Morgan and Regina are tied in that second position with one more competitor left to go. Current reigning and defending U.S. Masters Jump Champion, world record holder, course record holder, a jumper of the year. Coming up next, Nautique skier, this is Jacinta Carroll.
Don't think you're new sexy in a white Mercedes that bends me
Well,
to
Zach,
the grave.
Taking a look at these personal bests by Jacinta Carroll, a 198 in 2016. She's been over 190 several times here in 2016, getting to the 2017 season. You look at the course record of Natalia Bernikova of a 184. I have a feeling that could be in reach for Jacinta.
I think they got the wrong score up there.
It should be.
All right, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of thinking that we might have the wrong score up on the board right there.
And I'm going back to 2016.
Yeah, I think Jacinta took the course record last season. What a phenomenal year it was for Jacinta. And here's something that maybe some of the folks don't know. You know, not only is she, you know, top level jumper, but she's also been working pretty hard in the weight room. She's like Olympic style weightlifter as well.
And that off-season training can really pay off. Zach, you know, you look at the G-force on the lower of the body to take that load into the base of the ramp and get that kick. You're going to see that here from Jacinta Carroll as she makes her way right in front of the 600-foot buoy. Here we go, Jacinta Carroll, jump number 1. Look at this, an extremely late approach into the base.
Woo! Barely got on that ramp there. Still a pretty decent jump. They're going to be right up around that mid-150s. But ladies and gentlemen, did you see how close she was to the bottom right-hand corner of that jump ramp? That's scary late.
Yeah, that's scary late right there. And you want to get on the right-hand side. You just don't want to clip that side curtain. Jacinta Carroll going to the extreme there on jump number 1. And we're going to get a confirmation on the course record, because Dano, I believe last year here in 2016, she went 190 feet. So I believe that is the course record.
And that's one of our longest opening jumps of a 159. Much like these other girls, they opened up with a 150. They missed their kick, they missed a little parts, they felt it out. Well, Jacinta did the exact opposite. She went out there and attacked from the very beginning. And much like NASCAR, you watch these guys, they take these turns and they get right up next to the wall. They don't want to touch the wall, but they want to get as close as they can to it. Same concept in jump with that bottom right-hand corner. And let me tell you, she was very close.
Here we go. An aggressive approach once again, right in front of the 600-foot buoy. Now watch this turn as she waits, and she still waits. Another aggressive attack at that ramp and exploding. Oh, connect.
Oh, wow. Well, I think we might have a new leader, Tyler.
I think that did it.
That was a big-looking jump, but something I know about Jacinta is she's not going to take it home. She's going to be in the finals with that jump right there. But she's eyeing that course record she set last year, and she's going to want to push it. So I know she'll be going for it on jump number 3.
All right, hey guys, we've been talking about that PTM Edge mirror and brackets giveaway. If you hear your name, make your way over. But wow, look at that, a 179. Your new leader is Jacinta Carroll. Congratulations, Brett Gagner and Caitlin Carey. Brett Gagner and Caitlin Carey, head over to the PTM Edge booth on Vendors Row and collect your prizes. Also, everybody, please check your pocket. If you're missing a credit card, head over to the CDEC booth right now. If you're missing a credit card, head over to the CDEC booth right now. They probably have it. If you're not missing a credit card, head over to the CDEC booth for a free t-shirt and sample of some amazing CDEC marine products.
So Zach, it looks like she got all she could out of that cut for the 179. Let's see what she can do here.
This weather is looking good. Nice headwind. Let's see if she got more speed, more kick, throwing herself out over. And Tyler, I think that was a little bigger. That might have eclipsed the 180. Don't think it's going to be quite a course record of 190, but wow, what a performance from Australia's own Jacinta Carroll.
Wow, you know, pushing it to the extremes, out over the front of the skis. Well done for your top seed, and she's going to be your top seed tomorrow on Sunday in the final. Give it up for Jacinta Carroll.
Wow. 183 on jump number 3 for Jacinta. So obviously pushing it way out there. You know what, guys? We are going to have one heck of a final tomorrow for the women's jump competition.
Well, Zach, you know what this means. Right into the men's semifinal jump. Tell us a little bit about what they're going to do with that ramp out there.
All righty. Well, 2 things are going to happen for these open men division. A, that ramp's out there, it's 5.5 feet right now. They're going to jack it all the way up to a 6-foot ramp, and then they're going to take that Nautique 200 with 450 horsepower, and they're going to speed it up to 35 miles an hour.
All right, well, guys, we're going to take a quick break in the action as we swap it out. As you heard right there, we're going to lift that ramp up a little bit. We're going to get the pro men as skiers out on the water here in just a few moments. So coming up next, we've got Taylor Garcia, Rodrigo Miranda, Igor Morza, Felipe Miranda, Damian Sharman, Bojan Shipner, Ryan Dodd, and Freddie Krueger all here at the Nautique Masters, presented by GM Marine Engine Technology. Want to remind you guys, tomorrow morning of Champions Chapel service held from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. at the Mountain Creek Inn Ballroom. Service is open to everyone, so feel free to join us. Bring your crew. We're going to be worshiping bright and early. Make sure you guys are out there. Of course, tonight in that same room, you guys can come out and check out the Wakeskate film premiere. It's more than just a Wakeskate film premiere, though, my friends. Miracle Matt, a story of one of the top Wakeskate athletes in the world who miraculously survived back-to-back life-threatening accidents. Make your plans to join us tonight from 8 to 9. It's completely free. The event's happening at the Mountain Creek Inn. Limited seating, but you guys can stand in the room. You have a chance to meet Matt Manzari, the man himself, and hear his awe-inspiring story. For more information, stop by the This Is My Stories booth here on site. And don't forget, too, tomorrow morning, the Parade of Champions out here on the waters of the Masters, kicking off with all the great athletes who we're going to be seeing in tomorrow's final, plus the juniors who we saw in yesterday's final round of action. Now, if you guys are taking photos, posting those up on social media, it's hashtag Nautique Masters. Don't forget to tag Nautique Boats at Nautique Boats. All right, guys, well, hang tight. We're going to be right back with more from the 2017 Masters of Water Ski and Wakeboard. Oh, yeah!
Flushed with hardworking American folks that what they want to do is they want to come in every day and provide pride and craftsmanship. They want a quality product driven by the blood, sweat, and tears that they put out there. And nothing speaks America more than that.
What does it take to go further? It takes a drive few possess, a commitment few can match, and a history to back it all up. We test for every open throttle, every all-day excursion. nothing is left to chance. So when the water beckons, you can answer with confidence. We are GM Marine.
Your pro men jump competition out here, opening up with a young gun out of Central Florida, Mr. Taylor Garcia.
Well, Zach, Taylor Garcia last week at the Last Chance qualifier punched his ticket to be here on Saturday, and we've seen him before in the Junior Masters, but again, he has proven to be one of those up-and-comers, and I believe he is the youngest competitor here in this heat.
No doubt, for sure. This kid is a former junior masters jump champion, an absolute student of the water sports. He loves it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what Taylor can do on jump number 1. This kid has been on absolute fire, boosting big jumps, not only getting into the pro ranks, but beating a lot of these pro jumpers out here. So let's see what he can do on jump number 1.
All right, Taylor into the base of the ramp right there. Oh, big kick right there. Solid, solid attempt. Now, Zach, taking a look at that turn by Taylor, that's a little bit different than we saw earlier on from the ladies. Can you walk us through it?
Yep, so Tay's a little bit earlier than that first one. You can see a nice slow turn there, loading to the base and kicking off the top. This kid has the most perfect textbook kick out of any jumper that I watch on the water. And so if he gets that speed, he's definitely going to go big. That's going to be right up there around that 200 mark. We'll have to see what it's going to spit out for him on jump number 1. But I watched this guy jump last weekend, and a 191 on jump number 1. Nice opener. This is his first time at the Masters on Robin Lake, and he skied pro terms before. He finished top 4 a couple events. I mean, this guy is skiing really well, but there's something about skiing at the Masters on Robin Lake that gives you a little goosebumps.
So Taylor Garcia opens up with a 191. He'll be followed by Rodrigo Miranda, Igor Morozov, Felipe Miranda, Damian Sharman, Bohan Shipner, Ryan Dodd, and Freddie Krueger. So it is a stacked heat here in the semifinal round, right in front of that 600-foot buoy there, Zach.
Definitely bringing it way down. Taylor's leaving nothing else out there. He is going late, a bigger turn. He's got the speed. Can he get the kick? He does. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that is a good-looking jump number 2. I can almost guarantee that's going to be over 200 feet. Now, history speaking, and I've been here, I've skied in the Masters, the cut to make it in the finals is always around 213, 214, or 215. So if he can post a jump around that distance, we'll see if they can punch him through. A 212-foot second jump, very respectable score for Taylor Garcia out there. All right. He's pumped up, clapping those hands, pounding those legs. He's getting amped up for jump number 3. I'm excited to watch this kid fly.
You said it, Zach. Historically, the cutoff has been somewhere in the mid-teens, 13, 14, 15. So sitting there with a 212, to kind of come back to the pavilion and relax a little bit, he needs to push it out there at least into the 215 mark to have a fighting chance to be in the next round of competition.
Just to give you guys an idea how far this kid can fly, he beat me last weekend with a 226-foot jump to qualify for the Masters. So he is capable of flying upwards of the high 220s. Let's see what he can do on jump number 3. Big turn, big speed. Kicking off the top, drop that chest just a little bit. That's going to be in the same area. He's a little bummed out on that one because that was such a good cut. Just couldn't quite connect on everything. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? It's the kid's first time out here on Robin Lake in the pro division. So this kid's won as a junior, but you know what? Very respectable score. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my good buddy, Taylor Garcia.
And like you say, Zach, the 212, very respectable, and he's going to be in the hunt as we have 7 remaining skiers to go.
Yes, sir, you're correct. So we have 8 skiers out here. Only the top 4 are going to advance to the Men Pro Finals tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So, I mean, I've been on both sides of that bubble, Tyler. I've had the 213, and someone went 214. And then the next year I had the 214, and then someone went 215. So we're going to have to wait and see what the next guys have. They are all capable of jumping over the 220-foot mark. So time will tell, ladies and gentlemen, if Taylor will make the finals. But on the water now, hailing from Chile, we have Rodrigo Miranda.
Rodrigo Miranda making his way to Robin Lake. So the current leader, Taylor Garcia, with the 212, Rodrigo Miranda. Zach, when you take a look at Rodrigo Miranda, 3 jumps here, you know, there's some types of strategies, like you say, just get over on jump number 1. But when you see a score of 2:12 posted, do you think that you have to already start thinking about a cut that's going to put you that distance?
You're exactly right, Tyler. These guys out there, they can go 200 feet in their sleep. And I know it sounds like a lot and a big feat, but these guys are dialed athletes and they know how to go it. But 200 feet's not going to get you to Sunday. And he knows a 2:12 has already been posted by the young gun Taylor Garcia. So he's going to go out there and attack on jump number 1. He is your former Malibu Open jump champion. He's won several events. Let's see what Rodrigo can do on jump number 1 coming in. Take it away, Tyler.
All right, Rodrigo Miranda loading that line behind the 200. Look at the speed. Look at the kick. Rodrigo Miranda connects. And that's what he needed right there.
And that is an open. I got goosebumps. Look at that. That's an opening jump right there. We love to see these guys fly. And the fact that he said, you know what? I'm not going to go out there and feel things out. I'm not going to go out and feel the ramp out, feel the boat out. I'm going to attack on jump number 1. And that's exactly what he did. That was a big jump. That's going to... Oh, and a 212 opening up, tying the leader, Taylor Garcia. But the good thing for Rodrigo is, well, he's got 2 more jumps left.
Well, there it is, the 212. So, Zach, it's going to be competitive right in that 212, 13, 14, 15 mark. Dano, you got to get excited about that when Taylor Garcia's out there with a 212. Rodrigo Miranda comes with a 212. Now we go to meters and what happens.
Yeah, so the technical system that these guys use for this jump ramp can eye it down to 10 centimeters. So we had a jump of 64.5 meters for Taylor Garcia, and we had a jump of 64.7 meters for Rodrigo Miranda. So Rodrigo, even though tied in feet, he is actually the leader by 20 centimeters. So he's already in the lead. He's got 2 jumps left. Let's see if he can get those legs. A big turn coming out. He's late coming into the course. Slipping back a little bit. Oh, he knows it. He shook that hand in the air. He knew that he missed out on the opportunity to have an absolute whopper of a jump.
Now it comes down to these centimeters, and Dano yesterday was making fun of me, Zach, because I said, you know, it's almost impossible to tie in meters, but they're so close. These cuts are so similar. We find ourselves tied in meters quite often here at the Masters.
Exactly, and just an example, last weekend at the Last Chance Qualifier, I got 5th place, and then 60 centimeters ahead of me was Taylor Garcia with the winner, punching his golden ticket to the Masters. So, oh man, a 202. And he was frustrated with that jump. He knew he missed it, but he still had enough hang time to be upset in the air and think about what he did. So
yeah, I saw him shaking his hand. I was like, is he sending out a tweet or something up there?
Maybe he was texting us up there to get louder, because you know that helps.
No
that
doubt
crowd
about
gets
it.
loud. I hear you cheering. There's nothing like it, hearing some big woohoos or yeehaws as I'm turning into the base of the ramp. Makes me really want to go far.
All right, we're going to bring him back down the line right here, right now. The second jumper, Rodrigo Miranda, going to be followed up by Russia's Igor Morza, Felipe Miranda, Damian Sharman, Boyan Shipner, Ryan Todd, and our final jumper is going to be Freddie Krueger, of course. But here we go. One last jump, taking that rip into that ramp.
All right, out and over those skis. Man, that's going to be a close one. I'm going to have to wait and see what the officials score that, because that's going to be very close to that 212 he posted on jump number 1. But regardless, what a set by Rodrigo Miranda, starting off the Ms. Jump Finals with 3 jumps over 200 feet. Absolutely amazing. A 211 on jump number 3. So a 212. Put your hands together for Rodrigo Miranda.
All right, well, setting up next, we are going to take it to Moscow, Russia. A longtime veteran of the world of water ski. This guy's got an amazing story here and lives that water ski lifestyle. You know, in the past, he's had many top 4 finishes here at the Masters, and looking to get onto that podium here this year. Can he make it happen? Only time will tell, but let's get him out here on the water right now. Ladies and gentlemen, taking 3rd place in 2016 the Canadian Open, taking 4th place the 2016 Masters, taking second place at the night jump at Moomba Masters 2016. As the water settles down, he's in the water. Give it up for Igor Murzov! All right, Igor Murzov, gentleman out of Russia, been competing since the age of 12. Splitting his time between, of course, Russia and America. You know, come to find out, he spent a lot of time out there in Houston, Texas, many years. Of course, when he's in America now, he's spending most of his time down there in Orlando. This guy lives that jump lifestyle, and you know that's what he's trying to show. You know, Zach, you've had the opportunity to get out there on the water and do some traveling with Igor, and I just love his take on the sport in general.
No, he is one of my favorite guys on tour, man. Very laid back. I mean, he takes his jumping extremely serious, but we're both part of the HO free ride team. We go out there and carve it up on one ski every once in a while, and we did a film trip down to Hawaii and had a blast. Igor definitely loves to have fun on and off the water. Let's see what the Russian has for us on jump number 1.
All right, Igor Murzov, jump number 1, trying to get past our current leader at 2:12. A lot of speed and sitting way back on those skis. And almost a safety crush there. I mean, he was digging at the corner of the ramp.
Wow.
You know, and Zach, you know, you look at this guy, Igor Murzov, a longtime veteran, but, you know, one of the taller skiers on the water there at, I think he's over 6'1" tall.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm considered a tall and bigger jumper, you know, 6 foot, weighing in at 185. Now, Igor's got me by a couple inches in height, a little lighter than me, but definitely one of the biggest jumpers out there on the water. So when you're that big, it's difficult to make all these body adjustments and body movements where a lot of these lighter, smaller guys can get away with small errors. So Igor has to be super precise on the water, a unique style. He is always edging to kick the ramp. Missing on that one, I don't think he missed it because of body position. That man was extremely late and was very close to that bottom right-hand corner.
You talk about extreme, how about an extreme adrenaline junkie? That's what Igor Murzov is, no doubt about that. And, you know, whether it's on the water, whether it's in the surf, whether it's on the snow, Igor Murzov's going to put his body on the line every time. Go big or go home. Let's see what he can do here in jump number 2.
Well, does he back it up just a little bit to get the lift? And he does. Igor Murzov, jump 2. Zach, the proper adjustments there from Igor. He was just too late on jump number 1, backs it up a couple feet and connects.
Yeah, we talk a lot about it in jump. You want to take the same style, whatever your style is, like golf, whatever your swing is, whatever your thing is, you want to take that and make adjustments based on your yardage, how far you're away from the hole. So he was too late on jump number 1, so he took the same exact approach, same exact style, and backed it up a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, your new leader with a 216, Igor.
Yeah, Igor Murzov taking the lead now, 216 feet. I don't have anywhere here in my paperwork what a personal best is for Igor, but I'm guessing he's somewhere over the 230s.
Well, he's got a personal best up to upper 220s. He's got a Russian record holder. I mean, this guy has been on the podium countless times, but I know he's been a spot away from that first win. So I know that he is more motivated than ever to finally take that gold and get on top of the podium. So that's what you're seeing out there, ladies and gentlemen. He's attacking on every single jump, leaving nothing else out there, but he knows the field that's behind him. He knows he needs to go bigger if he wants to guarantee a spot. Let's see what he can do on jump number 3.
Oh, Zach, it looks
frustrated.
Like those skis started to spread apart, and it's so hard to hold the body position all the way through. You take a look at the replay, you'll see the skis right at the top of the ramp split apart, and that's where he lost the lift. But your current leader with the 216.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as he comes back to dock from Russia, Igor Murzov.
The 216, not a bad jump right there. as we move on to the fourth skier of this jump semi-final round. And this guy is another one of those all-around skiers. He's a Pan Am overall champion. He was the world overall champion for quite some time. Doing it out of Chile. Another guy who not only himself but his entire family give back to the sport so much, helping to develop the next generation of skiers. Doing it for good in Under Armour and Reflex. And of course for Team Chile out there, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Felipe Miranda. Felipe Miranda on the water. We had the opportunity to see Felipe's brother, Rodrigo Miranda, just a little bit earlier. There's the second jumper, setting a score of 212 feet. We're going to see if he can make the magic happen here. The Santiago Chilean native. Of course, these guys, when they're in the States, they are training up there around Corey Picos, the ski school up there on that lake. And at home, they have got one of the nicest sites, not just in Chile, but in the world.
Most definitely. Now, we travel every year to go down to Chile to compete. These guys host an amazing tournament for the pro jumpers. We call it the Chile Night Jump. And one thing that I saw here on his resume that caught my eye, it says discipline, what events he's skiing. And he says 3-event water skier. So this guy's a former world overall champion. So not only is he just a jumper, but he's also training and dedicated himself to slalom and tricks. But right now he's out here focusing on jump. We saw his brother go early with Rodrigo Miranda. Let's see what Felipe Miranda has for us on jump number 1.
All right, here comes Felipe edging in. Oh, aggressive once again and explodes. Zach. He must have been watching Big Brother out there, because he's leaving it all out there on jump number 1. It's going to be right in the ballpark.
Exactly. Well, I knew Rodrigo came in, probably gave him a few tips, told him what it feels like out there, tell him what the wind's like. Opening up with a big jump, much like his brother. But after watching the replay, he's frustrated. He definitely missed out. Opening up with a 212. Exact same as his brother, must run in the family. Now let's see if he can dial it up a little more for jumps 2 and 3 and take it a little bit further down the lake.
All right, so a 212. Indeed, that puts him right there with Rodrigo Miranda and Taylor Garcia. Remember when we went down to the meters, Rodrigo had 2/10. Oh, literally tied with his brother here. So Rodrigo Miranda and Felipe Miranda sharing that distance there at the 212.
Well, guys, if you've had your ears open throughout the day, you've heard me talk about this. We're so stoked to have the entire team from Beeman's Custom Designs here all weekend long. Manufacturer of water ski jump ramps. They ship these things worldwide. They've got 3 different ramps for you guys to choose from. I'm going to tell you more about it in a moment, but right now let's get back at it. Felipe Miranda into the ramp.
Oh man, this guy has got so much speed. So he's tied with his brother. You know he doesn't want to stay tied with his brother. He's got Igor leading with a 216. Goes up there, took some monster turn and a monster cut. And unfortunately, the G-forces behind that not T200 with 450 horsepower just wasn't quite enough, and the boat won on that one.
All right, so we're going to get him back down the line here, guys. Felipe Miranda with a 206-foot jump. You know, Zach, I was just talking a little bit about our friends over there at Beeman's Custom Design. I know you have put together so many jump courses. I know at your house you got 2 of them sitting out there on your lake. These guys do some amazing stuff. Portable ramps, the standard 2-piece ramps, small kickers for beginners. Each ramp can be mounted with a trailer hitch for easy towing. In fact, I think you towed the one up here.
Yep. No. So the last couple years, I've brought my my Beeman ramp up, and then this year, Beeman himself graced Robin Lake with himself and brought the ramp up. Beautiful piece of machinery out there. I mean, these things are dialed in perfect. The Beeman ramp that I jump at home is 20 years old.
No way.
Yep.
BeemanCustomDesigns.com is where you guys can get them. And let's check out what Felipe's got right here for his 3rd and final rip at the ramp.
Oh, look at that. That's going to challenge the 212, but it is so close. You know, getting down to the meters on the 212s, And Felipe Miranda bringing the heat on jump number 3. Zach, is it going to be enough?
It's going to be close. We're going to have to wait and see. But regardless, 3 jumps over 200 feet. We'll have to see if that pushes our leader of 216. Oh, and another 212 on jump number 3. Amazing skiing from Chile, Felipe Miranda.
Yeah, we're going to keep it moving and grooving. Guys, we are here at the 2017 Nautique Masters presented by GM Marine Engine Technology. Zach Warden, Tyler Boyd, myself, the Noise of the North, Dan Lamano, we're calling it out here. Big ups to all the great folks here helping to put this event to happen, of course, for the 58th year in a row. The longest lasting ski event and wakeboard event of its kind, bringing out the best of the best worldwide. We're going to keep this show rolling here as our next jumper is in the water and getting ready to do what he does. From England, ladies and gentlemen, Damien Sharman. Zach, really excited to watch Damien, 38 years old, back out here, longtime veteran of jump. Now, a couple of years ago, you and Damien, right around the same time, suffered and were working through some injuries. You guys came back, and I watched you guys do something which I always thought was one of the more impressive feats. You guys took 3/4 cuts at a short beam and ramp, and you guys were able to boost well over 200-foot jumps. I don't remember where it was or when it was. All I know is that this guy is a scrapper, and when it comes down to it, he could be the dark horse here this weekend.
Yeah, no, definitely. Damo was one to definitely keep in the back of your head. He's capable of jumping well over 220 feet. He's got a personal best upwards of 228 or 229 feet. This guy is now living out in Seattle, so a little colder winters than he's used to compared back to Florida. So he's been training his butt off to be out here today. Let's see what he can do on jump number 1.
Oh, this is a late cut here for Damien Sharman on jump number 1. And you can see those skis were chattering, but he pulls it together. Does it challenge Igor Morozov? That is the question.
That's going to be very close, but man, these guys are going at it. You know what? Something about jump. If one guy goes big, all of a sudden the rest of the guys watching on the dock get something in their heads, something in their bodies, and we just love to fly and go big after and push each other. And a 213, by far your furthest opening jump. That's what we like to see. Damien Sharman, I mean, this guy has been living out in Seattle. It's cold, it's rainy, but this guy is out there skiing and training, and it's paying off because he opened up with a 213. Our longest opening jump. He needs 3 more feet to surpass Igor Morozov, and 3 more feet. That will get him into the finals.
So that puts him in the second position. Igor currently with the 216. Now Damien Sharman, jump number 1, 213. 3 feet off your current leader as he comes back in on jump number 2. Now take a look at this approach. He's out there and looks like he's cutting right between, the 600 and 700 foot buoy, hanging out wide. So does he bring it down a couple of feet to try to push it into the 220s? A lot of speed again, and look at the launch.
Alrighty, that's what I love to see. That is a big jump. That is going to be extremely close to Igor's 216. Damo just attacking the ramp out there. You know what? I think it might have to do something. This guy's training to be a pilot right now. He's been flying planes. We could see in his personal profile picture over there, he's got his headset on, learning about wings and aerodynamics, and this dude is flying a 220-foot jump. Ladies and gentlemen, he has punched his ticket through to the finals. Damien Sharman, your first jumper over 220 feet. And he's still got 1 jump left.
Wow. He is dialed in, and it's almost like he's been training out here at Robin Lake because those cuts are right on target. Now he's going to bring it down a couple more feet to see if he can push it into the mid-220s, Zach.
You're exactly right. Well, we have seen absolutely huge monster jumps out here at Robin Lake, and he knows the 3 guys that are left in the dock can easily go over 220. He's into the finals tomorrow. Like we said earlier with when Gina was skiing, he's going to push it as late as he can and see what's left in the tank and save it for tomorrow. But let's see what he's got for jump number 3, Damian Sharman.
Oh, you could just, you could hear the Nautique 200 gonna whip him into that ramp. He elects to pass, but ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your current leader, Damian Sharman.
What a performance.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It is kicking. We got some fun action out here. The jump event is going off. Man, you take a look at these scores. Each and every one of these skiers, these guys have each posted a score of over 200 feet here today. Currently right now, the way it sits in the final for tomorrow, where are we at right now? Damian obviously has punched his ticket into that final round right now. But as it sets, it looks like he is the only one guaranteed a spot.
That's right. So Igor Morozov is going to have to surpass one of the next 3 competitors if he's going to punch his ticket into the next round. But take a look at these names right now, gearing up. Bojan Šipner, Ryan Dodd, and Freddie Krueger. It's not going to be easy to make it into the next round of competition. So Damian Sharman can enjoy the rest of his day with that 220. Sit back and watch. Ladies and gentlemen, your next competitor on the water. Give it up for Bojan Šipner.
28 years old, one of the taller jumpers out of Germany, Bojan Šipner. This guy has a personal best of 236 feet. And in 2016, he took a win at the Moomba Masters with a score of 230 feet. And traditionally, from what I understand, I haven't actually had the opportunity to get out to the Otter River myself yet, Zach, but from what I understand, the conditions there aren't necessarily always exactly what these jumpers are looking for.
No, it's nothing like here at Robin Lake, where it's a beautiful setup on a nice lake. At the Yarra in Australia, it's a moving, rolly river in the middle of the city. So definitely some challenging conditions. But it speaks to that. If he can go 230 feet on conditions like that, just imagine what he is capable of on here at Robin Lake. He posted a 231 last weekend at the tournament. So let's see what he's got here on jump number 1. Bojan, hailing from Germany. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, you're probably looking at least a 220-foot cut into the base of the ramp, and he connects on jump number 1. Good opening jump there. I don't know if it's going to be out there by the 220 yet, but you can see the potential there as he's going to build in jump number 2.
Exactly. Most likely be one of our furthest, longest opening jumps, probably right around that 212, 215 mark. Right now we have a 216. If 216, anything further, gets him into the finals. I don't think it's going to be the 220 we saw from Damian, but there we go. For the 3rd time, opening up with a 212-foot jump is Bojan Šipner.
All right, well, the German skier going to turn around, going to come back through for pass number 2, so 212-foot jump. Once again, it comes down to meters, Zach.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen this happen. So we saw it from Felipe, Rodrigo, and now Bojan all opened up with 212 feet. But they also, all 3 of them, tied in meters at 64.7 meters. That's pretty crazy. Those are some odds.
So I'm going to retract all my comments about tying in meters now. All right, here we go. Bojan Šipner, jump number 2, needs to get a little bit more speed here if he wants to challenge the leader with a 220. Oh, there's a lot of speed, and that might have done it. I don't know. It's going to be close. Zach, a great combination of speed and lift.
Yeah, just from my angle right here, I can tell you that's going to be a little further than that 212 foot. It's going to be extremely close to that 216 foot that Bojan posted out, and very close to Damian's 220. So wait and see. 218 on jump number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Bojan Šipner has punched his ticket through to the Sunday finals.
Wow, a 220, a 218. I mean, these jumps are starting to get out there. So you got your leader, Damian Sharman, with a 220. Bojan Shibner with a 218. Igor Morozov with a 216.
I got to ask you, though, Zach, you know, compared to the past, how did these scores compare?
Man, I mean, maybe I'm glad I'm not skiing this year because this is some fierce competition. You know, there's usually one or two guys that'll slip up, maybe won't break the 200-foot mark. But, I mean, right now, Taylor Garcia is still our shortest jump with a 212-foot jump. It's unbelievable. A couple years ago, that might have made your cut and got you into the finals. That just speaks to how well Robin Lake is skiing today and how strong that Nautique 200 is. Let's see what it's got for Bojan on jump number 3. Slipping out a little bit. He had the speed, just missed the kick. A little frustrated, but you know what? You can think about tonight, go back, watch some videos, study it up, and attack, because he's in the finals for tomorrow.
As he sits right now with that 218-foot leap, that puts him into that second position right behind Bojan Shibner. You mentioned it before. He has punched his ticket in. Right behind him, of course, Igor Morozov. But right now, back to short, Bojan Shibner. It was a good jump there, 207 feet, not too shabby for the German, but 2 skiers, I believe, left to go here in this heat. So we'll see how it all sets up. But once again, your current leader with 220, Damian Sharman. Right behind him with 218, it's going to be Bojan Shibner. 216 is Igor Morozov. And then, what is it, a 3-way tie at 212 foot?
And I don't know, I don't even know if we're going to have to go to the 212 at this point. And Zach, our 2 competitors yet to come, these are the heavy hitters. Of course, right now, your second seed here in the jump competition, past Masters champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ryan Dodd. So Zach, you take a look at Ryan Dodd, and we're gonna break down the styles here between Dodd and Kruger, but Dodd, very compact, very strong into the base of the ramp. This is a guy who is training off the water just as hard as he is training on the water.
You're exactly right. I follow him on Instagram, and man, it makes me feel bad sometimes. I get on there and I'll log on at 8 a.m. and he's already gone through a full gym session, sweating it out in the garage, dedicated to this sport. You know, I call him the muscle hamster, but I told him I wouldn't say that on the mic, but I will. This guy is absolutely jacked. One of the strongest pound-per-pound skiers out there in the water. And you guys can see it when he cuts at this ramp. Just watch.
Well, in 2016, ranked number 1, amazing showing at the Nautique US Open to cap off the 2016 season. In fact, you're talking about that lifestyle. The crew at CDEC just posted up a video a couple of days ago with Ryan Dodd. But right now, let's see what he's got for us as he comes into the ramp for his first of 3 attempts.
All right, Dodd's going to build a lot of speed from the wake to the ramp right there. Slicing, kicking.
Wow.
That's going to probably be your new leader.
Wow.
He doesn't waste much time, Zach.
No, he goes out there and attacks from jump 1. This guy is mentally focused like no other. And that's probably the new lead. But he's got 2 more jumps, and he knows who's on the dock behind them with Freddie Kruger, the current world record holder. So he knows he has to go out there and put a jump out there close to 230 feet if he wants to be able to contend tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, opening it up with a monster 233-foot jump.
All right, so there it is, guys. You look at it, and the scores are set like this. Ryan Dodd, now your leader, 233, a score that I think he's gotten before to actually take the win here at the Masters. Right behind him with 220, Damian Sharman. With 218 behind him, Bojan Shibner. These 3 guys are guaranteed in tomorrow's final round of action with only 1 rider on that bubble, Igor Morozov at 216 feet, and not a bad jump there at all. But Ryan Dodd for jump number 2. Let's see what he's got, Zach.
All righty, eyes on the water for your current world champion. Here we go, Ryan Dodd coming in, jump number 2. A big turn, loading those Goodman skis, kicking off the top. Man, Wow. This guy is absolutely explosive off the top of the ramp, and he's still missing a little bit, and yet that was still a jump very close, 230 feet, if not further.
The physicality that Ryan Dodd brings to the jump event is unbelievable. From out of the finish of the turn, off the top of the ramp, everything is so intense. Your current leader right now with a 233. He's got one more jump. Give it up for him. Another 233. You think he's dialed in just a little bit out there, Zach?
I'm starting to wonder if this guy snuck some practice rides in over the summer last year, this winter, because, man, this guy looks like he's at his home site. This guy is super dialed. His technique is perfect. And I don't know how he's doing it. He went 233 feet, and yet he still missed that kick.
Well, you know, I met this guy a long, long time ago. I used to work out at the Pro Shot down at Performance in Orlando. And, you know, one thing about Ryan Dodd that I've always noticed is this guy has confidence. And it really shows when he's out there in the water. This is going to be jump number 3, definitely capable of taking it further. Will he? Does he need to? We find out now. Check this out, Callaway Gardens, the 3rd and final attempt for Ryan Dodd.
Oh, he's pushing the envelope there and again connects. So what a round of jumping. I mean, that was a late cut, and Zach, he knows Freddie is on the dock. He wants to put one out there, so, you know, 233, though, is going to be tough. Jump number 3, that was the 240 cut.
Yeah.
Let's see how that one hits the board. But as he comes into the pavilion, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ryan Dodd. He laid it all out there at 226, so didn't quite get his kick, but had a lot of speed. I mean, take a look at that round. At 233, 233, 226. Into the next round. Dano, we still have one more jumper here to go at the Masters.
Well, that's right. Well, see, he hops into the water. Guys, we're going to get our final skier of the day out and onto the water here on the Nautique 200. A name, of course, synonymous with the world of water ski action. He is a past 5-time world champion, an 8-time world record holder, and a 12-time U.S. Masters champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Freddie Krueger. And those scores, of course, a world record, a 250-foot jump, but not only a world record on traditional jumping, but also Freddie Krueger, world record ski flying as well. This dude has flown further than any other skier in the world, over 312 feet.
I will never forget it. I was a junior skier here, and I was lucky enough to sneak onto the top of this building up here, and I watched Freddie Krueger break the record behind that Nautique at 245 feet. And he has since eclipsed that of 251, but I mean, that's just insane. There's only 3 guys ever to ever jump over 240 feet. Ryan Dodd, Freddie Krueger, and Jett Llewellyn. And Freddie's out here just killing it and super consistent. This guy goes big all the time. I get the opportunity to watch him ski pretty often. We live about 15 minutes from each other. And, man, this guy goes big.
Well, pay close attention to Freddie across the wake, and also the float time. Go a little bit stretched out there and getting to his back. An unusual fall there for Freddie Krueger as the safety boat gets out to him. And let's see if he has a wave. It looks like they're going to get to him in the water. And a scary moment there, Zach. It didn't look like that right ski came off the second wake a little bit funny, and he waited to the last minute to roll to his back.
Yeah, I mean, man, I'm at loss for words. You never want to see this in jumping. This is terrible to see. It's the name of the game, though. I mean, you go for it. Freddie was going for it, looking out there, hoping to see a sign of if he's okay, what he's feeling out there. But going for it on jump number 1, and unfortunately just not getting that left ski. I see him climbing up there on the back of the boat. He's razzled, and he's phased a little bit. Let's hope he's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Freddie. Wow.
Well, and we'll have to go back to replay to see exactly what happened. But again, I think right here, as you take a look at replay, Freddie jumps those wakes, but right there, that right ski got caught behind him, and now he's in damage control mode and waiting to the last minute to take the impact on the upper back. And, I mean, he went flying out of those skis when he hit on impact. So they're going to give him a 5-minute break, make sure he's okay. You know, Dano, one thing is the equipment, but most importantly is to make sure Freddie's okay to continue on here to jump 2 and 3.
Well, absolutely, and you know, Freddie, you know the kind of champion that he is and the determination that he's got. I don't know if he's going to get back out there or not. You know he wants to, but guys, go ahead and give it up for Freddie Krueger. Let's go, Fred. Let's go, buddy.
All right, so it looks like Freddie is going to take off that speed suit there. Not sure if it ripped. Again, going back to replay, Dano. And Freddie, a longtime veteran here, he knew that he was in trouble off the top, but did the right thing in that position of just waiting to the last minute to get to his back. And he's going to come back, I have a feeling, on jump number 2 and 3. We're going to have to wait for the official word. So a little bit of a break in the action, Dano. You know, we'll take a 5-minute break. The official's going to get around Freddie, make sure everything's okay.
Well, that's all right. Well, what we'll do right now is while we wait to find out the official word here is we can kind of break down where we're at right here, right now in the field. Currently coming in, we have in that first place position Ryan Dodd. Right behind him, Damian Sharman, Bojan Shipner, and on that bubble spot, of course, Igor Morzov with the 216-foot leap. Gonna find out here momentarily if we will get this jump. For those of you guys just joining us on the webcast, big crash from Freddie Krueger just moments ago. But looking down dockside there, I mean, it almost looks as if they're putting the skis back into position. So Zach Warden, I mean, you know, you as a longtime jumper have been in these positions in the past. So if you can kind of give us a little bit of an idea where Freddie's at right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this position before, gone out there on jump number 1. You're always trying to attack, and you see someone go huge ahead of you. You know, you really want to go big. I see Freddie putting his skis down, getting his gloves back on. It looks like he's going to go out there and take jumps 2 and 3. But just mentally, going out there after a crash, it's something you can't really prepare for. You know, you don't plan on taking a crash. You don't aim at taking a crash, but these things happen. And Freddie is a student of the game. I mean, this guy is dialed in. He's mentally focused. At this point right now, all he's thinking is, what crash? You know, I'm fine. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to attack it the same exact way I planned on attacking this on jump number 1. He needs a 216 to get into the finals. So let's see maybe a little strategy. Or maybe he goes out there, takes a nice, easy jump. Freddie's more than capable of going over that 216 and see if he can gather his composure. He's warming up, getting things moving, checking himself. We're going to see him one more time.
All right, guys, well, give us another opportunity to talk about that custom jump ramp we have out here from our friends at Beeman Custom Designs. Built right in Florida, guys, so just over the border. Make sure you check them out at BeemanCustomDesigns.com. They got foldable and portable ramps, standard 2-piece ramps, and small kickers for beginners. Check those guys out. You can also stop by. I know the Beemans are here with us on a site, so if you guys are interested in getting that ramp out on your lake or at your site, it's BeemanCustomDesigns.com. You know, I grew up water skiing up in Wisconsin. I did the ski show thing after many years of building their own ramp up there. They finally they bought the Aquanuts, the guys that I ski with, they bought a custom beam and jump about 3 years ago, and even they're freestyle jumpers. They're not long distance jumpers out there, but I'll tell you what, the consistency of those ramps is really what it's all about.
No, I mean, these ramps, you go out there, and as soon as we hear we're going to an event and they say, hey, how's the ramp look? You know, I mean, these play a big part in the way we jump, and we go out there, oh, it's a beamin'. You know what? Deep breath, we can relax. The jump's gonna be a good jump, it's dialed in, it's technically perfect. I mean, I said it earlier, I'm jumping on a beam ramp built 20 years ago, and if I told you that it was brand new, you'd say, oh, I can totally see that, because this thing is just absolute perfection. I built a ramp myself with a good friend, John Travers, who's built a few ramps, and the labor that goes into these things is absolutely insane. So huge testament to what Beeman's able to do, go out there and building jump ramps and keeping the sport on the water and keeping these guys in the air.
All right, well, I also got to send a shout out and big ups to our friends at GM Marine. That's right, GM Marine Engine Technologies, proud to celebrate 58 years of the Masters, not just a sponsor. They are inside every Nautique towboat at this year's Masters. That's right, PCM engines featuring GM Marine technology. The technology starts in GM cars and trucks. GM Marine takes what's been proven on the pavement and tests it for the water. Across thousands of hours and expand and refine, applying the latest innovations from across the industry for even greater power, efficiency, and quality. And that's how GM Marine brings decades of real-world dependability to the water, and we're all bound to that. That's right, guys. Check them out at gmmarinepower.com. For those of you here on site, head on down over to the GM Marine Lounge.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, get loud for Freddie. He's going back out there, strapping the gear back on, and he's going to go out there. This guy wants to win. He's determined as ever. So get loud for this guy going out there and taking a crack at it for jumps 2 and 3. Let's see what he can do. Let's go, Freddie.
All right, so the crowd is getting behind Freddie Krueger, set and ready for jump number 2 and 3. The 42-year-old on jump number 1 gonna bounce back from just one of those falls that we never like to see out there. And you know, Zach, now he's got to think about the finals, and he's got 2 jumps. So the competition has been very, very heavy here today. This is not going to be an easy cut he's going to have to take on jump 2 and 3.
You're exactly right, Tyler. I mean, if I was at home and I took a big stack like we just saw, or a normal tournament with not a lot on the line, I'd probably go out there, ride my skis, feel my body out, make sure nothing's hurt. But unfortunately, Freddie doesn't have the opportunity here. And he still has to jump over 216 feet to make the finals. I mean, this is day 1, and he wants to see day 2. And so it's all that's out the window, and he's got to go out there and attack it the same way he did on jump number 1. And look at this headwind rolling in, boys. This could be a big jump.
So Zach, does Freddie go out there? Does he try to just match and beat the 216, or does he try to advance past Ryan Dodd? We find out now. Let's check it out, guys. Back down to the water.
Here we go, paying attention to that right ski. Again, a big, nice jump. But you can almost see, you know, Zach, it was a beautiful jump, but that right ski still trailing just a little bit off the top of the ramp.
But just to see him get over the ramp, his body's okay, his knees, his hips, his ankles, everything's okay. That was a very nice, pretty conservative jump. I don't think it's going to be that 216 that 211. All right, so he's on the board. He's got a score. He knows he could jump. He feels good. He's got 1 crack left, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what Freddie can do for us on jump number 3 in just a few moments.
Now, Zach, he is a 12-time Masters champ.
I'm not going to make you go all the way to 12.
Oh, yeah. So with the experience like that, I think Freddie on jump number 3 can pull on all those Masters moments and put together for some type of jump to put him over that 216 to get into the next round of competition. But it's going to come down to this last jump of the day.
All righty. Jump number 3. This headwind is rolling in. You couldn't ask for better conditions here on Robin Lake at the U.S. Masters. Freddie Krueger coming in, jump number 3. He needs a 216 to ski in the finals tomorrow. Let's see what he's got for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Kicking off
There
the
it
top.
is.
Wow.
And catching up with the boat on that one. Maybe even surpassing the boat for a moment there. Freddy Krueger back in full form and doing it without the speed suit out there. Man, I'll tell you what, having a major blowout after that crash, but honestly, if we were just to watch those last two jumps, you would have thought that he came in fresh. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Freddy Krueger! And there it is, 222 feet, putting Freddy Krueger into second position. So tomorrow it's going to be off the dock in the final round of action. Looks like it's going to be Bo-Jan Schipner. It's going to be Damian Sharman, Freddy Krueger, and top seed, the one and only Ryan Dodd.
Thank you guys for letting me hang out with you guys up here, talk a little bit about jump, and how about we do it again tomorrow?
That's right, man. Well, we'll see you over there. And hey, Zach, we'll see you over at the Rockstar Bus. We're going to get a live Golden Mike podcast going here in just a little bit. First things first, we're going to close things out. We've had an amazing day of action out here. Day 2 of the 58th, the Masters, the semifinal round for all of these great events. We want to thank all the sponsors, Nautique Boats. We'd like to thank PCM Marine Engines, GM Marine Engine Technology, CDEC Marine Products, Universal Products, Acme Marine, PTM Edge, Barefoot International, Fat Sack, Rockstar Energy, O'Brien, JL Audio, Hyperlight, HO, Lenco Marine, PCM Marine Engines, Diamondback Towers, D3 Skis, Ramblin' Trailers, Commercial Sewing, Zero Off, Speed Control, Masterline, Eagle Sports, Buck Algonquin, Syntec Industries, Global Marine Insurance, Wake for Warriors, Beeman Custom Designs. We'd like to thank everybody here at Callaway Gardens. Remind you guys, over on the east side, you can get your beach on. Of course, the Aqua Island, mini golf, paddle boats. We've got fireworks tonight. We've got live music tonight. Join us, guys, for Miracle Matt with This Is My Story. For Zach Warden, this is Tyler Boyd. I'm Dano the Mano, the Noise of the North. I'm heading over to the Rockstar Bus. Join me for a live podcast episode, my friends. So far, we're going to have Marcus Brown, James Balzer. We got a great crew of people. Jeff McKee from Nautique Boat's going to be over there as well. Guys, we've had a great time. We'll be back bright and early, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Stars on the water from Callaway Gardens and Robin Lake. Y'all have a great night. Peace.
Flushed with hardworking American folks that what they want to do is they want to come in every day and provide pride and craftsmanship. They want a quality product driven by the blood, sweat, and tears that they put out there. And nothing speaks America more than that.
take to go further? It takes a drive few possess, a commitment few can match, and a history to back it all up. We test for every open throttle, every all-day excursion. Nothing is left to chance. So when the water beckons, you can answer with confidence. We are GM Marine.
honestly, each time I've crashed, that's when you learn the most. You know that's the last thing you want, so you're actually like wiser and smarter and like ahead of the game from the last time because you learned a big lesson.
PCM symbolizes America